Here's a question I've never had yet for you. What do you feed your dogs? I know you give them an egg every day, but what else do you feed your dog?
Well, they eat. She gets apples. Eats a lot of produce, and it's always out eating grass. I watch them. And left to themselves, they know how to feed themselves. And so I give. And if I'm making my dinner, I'll give her some of my potatoes or whatever I'm eating. So the dog is eating what we have. And anything that's left over in the house, for dinner, we give the dog. And so there's just eating the food we eat.
So no Alpo or...
Oh no, look at the label. That's poisonous. Dogs have cancer today because of the food they're eating. It's just not healthy.
Let's see. Are you gonna write a book?
No, I don't think I will. But there's a guy writing a book in Oregon right now.
About you?
Yeah, he's doing a biography. And he's hard at it. He's really making progress.
Do you ever let the land rest? And do you rest on the Sabbath?
I rest on the Sabbath, and as far as the land resting, I checked in with God. And he told me that was written for the people who are under the fall, who are cultivating. He says, in nature, it's in a total state of rest. It never is stressed. It's never overworked. And so it rests continuously, and so is your orchard. Because I was asking, do I take my apples off every 7 years? He says, well, it's always resting, because it's not stressed. You don't have to give it a rest. It is in rest continuously. And so it's just written for those who are cultivating. And he's trying to help us. He really loves his people, and he knows stuff's coming down, and he wants to prepare us. So it's just, I know it's all him. I just get to be used.
That was a lot of people here today.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's getting like this all the time now. It's just huge numbers. That was amazing. They just all drove up, on their own from LA. That's a long drive.
Oh really? I didn't know.
Yeah, they all came from LA.
Wow. Is that why you limited how often that you have people out here?
What was happening was that what got my attention was one Saturday I started out here at 10 o'clock to start mowing my grass, and I didn't get back to my lawnmower until 6 o'clock that night, and I couldn't finish my grass. And I'm realizing, I've got to monitor this, because I've got to mow my grass and get my my projects, my stuff done around here. So I realized that I'm going to have to organize this. Because I just finished with one group and another one coming. I did this like 4 times that day. The whole. This is just too much. I've got to make it more efficient here.
You just hand everybody a rake while you're talking to them.
There's a limit to how much you can rake. I mean, just like
yeah.
It's really not. But again, the grass grows, and I have to mow it. As slow as I walk, it takes me a while. So I just some things I just have to do, and I have no problem doing it. I need time to do it in. This has worked out well. Sunday afternoon has been great. I get a good group, and I can consolidate it all in one time as opposed to doing it, 4 or 5 times during the week.
Yeah, when I called and I got off the phone, I was like, I think Paul might be tired of me because
I'm not tired.
That's the first time he's ever limited anything ever, and I was just.
No, but I came to the place where, like I says, for me to be efficient and maintain life here, I've got to, have some free time to mow my grass.
I redid my chicken coop design because of how you have yours. I was going to do the raised up kind of boxing that everybody else does, and I was like, Paul's got it.
Pretty
Why not just make it that easy? What happened to part of the strawberry patch over there? Did you pull some out?
No,
or?
I took all the horseradish. I'm trying to get rid of the horseradish because it's taken over everything. So I dug it out, and you can see a whole bunch is coming back. So it's going to be a while, diligently having to keep work to get out because the roots are everywhere, and they just keep coming up. So I'm trying to, because I can't stop it. I'm trying to get rid of it.
My strawberries are still flowering and giving strawberries, but I see none of yours
some
are.
Some varieties are everbearing. But my experience with everbearing is that they don't have the flavor that the once-a-year do. The once-a-year berries are better flavored than everbearing. Like over there in my place in Swim, they're still flowering. There's tons of berries, but they just don't have the flavor that these do. So you just have to make the choice. I prefer the flavor in season. Really awesome, and I'll wait until next year, kind of not have to have them all year. That's just my choice.
Because of it getting later, and I still wanted to catch some footage of Squim before I was left here. I still have just an enormous amount of questions. When is the next thing, the next event in your garden? When's the next time that you're going to be doing something?
there's no really event. There's just always there's seasons. Like now what's going to be coming up is I'll start harvesting. Pretty soon the apples will get ripe, and so I'll have to. It's pretty time consuming. That good old cat of mine just got a mole. See her,
Oh yeah, right in her mouth.
I love it, man. These cats are so great. See, that just saves me so much work trapping. Just they're awesome, man. It's so cool. And so, and they're such great hunters, and they really get it on you. And so the next project, I'll be having to pick, getting apples picked up and stored, and then there's always stuff going on, but it's just it's never like how can I say? It's not like and then as my garden, as the gardens start opening up spaces, that I'll start, hauling this stuff out into it, all during the fall, winter, as space allows. Then in December, January, I'll start pruning the trees, so it's just, there's always stuff happening, but it's not like, a big event. It's just, it's continuous.
I think that's all the sun's going to let me do today, because God, you were seeing some great stuff today too, and it was killing me not to have it on film, just because, there was stuff that I haven't heard you say before in any medium anywhere, and I was like,
again, it's, the audiences bring up stuff,
right?
And a lot of this is like, I just get these downloads. Just the Holy Spirit. Well, here's the answer. Share this kind of thing. So I never have any idea how any of this is going to go. I just show up and it happens. And it's always different and varied. You've been here several times. It always changes. Again, it just has all to do with who's here and what they're asking.
And you learn something new every single time. That's why I love coming up here.